I'm back again. I'm going to take things in a different direction now than I did previously. Before, there were a lot of times that I cut. There were times that I couldn't take breaths. And, I had a lot of space in between, so I cut those out. But this time I want to be more real and authentic, so I'm not going to do that as much. And I'm going to be more off the cuff. I've got some big ideas coming up, as I told you. And I don't want to say too much yet until those are cemented. But I just thought I would kind of give you a little bit of just kind of tell you what happened the last 3 years. The last time I was really active was February 2018. And I just want to kind of tell you what happened during all that time. There was a lot happening in my life. And some of it fits very well with this channel, which is bad things happening. But you can look, and usually after you get through them, find the positive. So, to start, um, I'll just say that I was doing things, very good, great things, but for the wrong reason. Not so much for myself, but for somebody else. And I didn't, I was putting my priorities down at the bottom. I'm not saying that you should put your priorities first, but you definitely shouldn't be the last priority. Although I did my dissertation for my PhD about mothers and social media, and I know that many of you mothers out there end up putting yourself last. And I would say if you can avoid that, do something. I know, so that you're not always last. And you fathers too, that maybe, everybody's in a different situation. So I went through some heartache, and that kind of really messed me up for a little while. And I finally got over it. And the good thing about that is when it happened a few more times, it wasn't as bad those other times. My, there's some deaths in the family. And then about April 2018, my mother and I were getting home from church, and she reached for the door handle. Just to let you know, my parents are elderly. They were in their 40s when I was born. And she reached for the doorknob, but for some reason missed, and fell out onto our cement driveway over 3 steps, and ended up breaking her shoulder and elbow, and had to go to the hospital. Well, for most of my life, up until 2010, my mom was the only person that took care of me. And then in 2010, I had people start coming in to help in the mornings. But my mom is still the main person. And after this fall, I had these guilty feelings. Like, I could have done more. Why couldn't I have done something? I even had the feelings of if I wasn't in this stupid wheelchair, I could have helped her. I could have been there. And, I carried that with me for a little bit. And then something kind of, a feeling came to me, a voice, a whisper, whatever you want to call it, that said if you weren't in a wheelchair, you wouldn't have been there when she fell. Because I would have been off somewhere else, you know, the family of my own. And she may have had to lay there for a while. But that kind of changed a lot of things for me. I really had to become more independent, more the adult. I started taking care of the finances and um, doing a lot more. And every day I went to the nursing home. I maybe missed a couple and visited with her. And then she came home, she had to get surgeries, couldn't use her arms for a while. And on adjusting my PhD studies, or work kind of fell by the wayside, and I started getting back into it after that. I even tried continuing on the BYU pathway thing, but working on a PhD and a bachelor's at the same time wasn't very fun, and I couldn't really focus on either one. So I get back into the PhD, I'm working on it, and then